Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear listeners. Welcome to Salam Radio, the voice of knowledge and inspiration. I'm your host, Mehtab. And we're thrilled to have you join us today for a brand new episode of Education Matters. Wednesday evening, 8 to 9, it's all about education matters, now important than ever before with exams which are around the corner, with the GCSEs and A-levels, and even with the Year 6 SATs coming up. We are here to support yours and your child's journey through the education. So, Education Matters is your go-to destination for all things education, whether you're a student, a teacher, a parent, or just someone who is passionate about the power of learning. This is the show for you. Each week we will dive deep into the world of education, exploring the latest trends, innovations, and challenges in the field. We'll also bring you inspiring stories, expert interviews, and practical tips to help you navigate the educational landscape. The best part is, we are not here, and today I am not here to lecture you. We got so many experts that join our show and share their opinions, and we are just here to have a meaningful conversation and engage with you, who are our wonderful listener. If you have any questions, thoughts, or ideas about education, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can give us a call on 01733 602 133. You can text into the show on 074 11191062. We are live. We are live on Facebook. There's a live stream on Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch. You are more than welcome to leave a comment on there, and we'll include that into our show. So, grab your favorite cup of tea, settle in, and let's embark on this educational journey. Education Matters. So, in terms of what we are doing today, in terms of the topic that we want to go through today, mainly is to focus on maths in regards to GCSE level. We want to just talk to students some of the hints and tips that can be provided by a qualified maths teachers, and to help you guys as a parent as well, to ensure that your child is doing the right type of revision and making a difference in their grade. Right, so unfortunately our brother Shamir, who's the co-host of our show, is not well, and we do pray for a quick recovery, inshallah. As we have two more episodes to go before we take a break for our exams. During exam, there's loads of events that we are taking part in, and because of those, unfortunately, we got to take the 4 or 5 weeks gap within our shows. So any of you that are aware of our GCSE boosters and getting involved in extra revision classes that we are running in our schools and loads more. And because of that, there will be a pause on our show, inshallah, and then we will be back on after the examinations have finished, and we'll be able to enjoy our hour of Education Matters. Right, so I'd like to begin with GCSE maths. That is what we are here to discuss, and we have got those 2 shows that we have left. We are planning, inshallah, to have ability where we can screen share on our Facebook or YouTube, and the idea is where we are able to go through an exam paper. And our listeners out there, we want to give something back to you guys. So inshallah, you will be able to join us in a walking, talking mock, where we go through some key questions that we anticipate are going to be coming up in your exams. So you'll be able to join in on Facebook or YouTube. Our team in tech at the minute are looking to make that possible. So inshallah, we pray that does happen. It will be very beneficial for our community, for our listeners, our Salam Radio community who are going through examinations at the moment. Excellent. So, at the moment, students, they're still in school. There's no like an early study leave or anything. We will try to keep the students in school as long as we can, and we will. At the moment, what schools are doing, they are involved in running various different interventions. So you'll probably have like a Saturday school, you have after school interventions, you'll have a morning drop-ins, and your child may be chosen for a certain group based on their needs, and trying to make sure that we are closing the gap for your child. Your job, or what we ask you as a parent to support through ensuring that your child is going into school with fully equipped and his attendance is 100% to any of the interventions they have been selected for. All right. And obviously, keeping on tabs in terms of, what they're doing and how much they're doing. Your child, if it gets too much, that is some conversation that you should be having with your schools, with the teachers, to ensure that they are not, overworking, and whatever they're learning is productive. All right. So, a couple of things that I wanted to obviously got planned to share with you guys in terms of what you can do, what your child can do in terms of revision, and then we may have some basic concepts that I can perhaps share with you over the radio. It's difficult without the screen share, but we will try our very best to share that with you. So first of all, in making sure your child and what exam board they are sitting. Mainly schools in Peterborough are AQA or EdXL, and in maths there are 2 tiers, higher or foundation. So making sure you and your child know which paper they are sitting, it does matter. With foundation, they could get up to a maximum grade of 5, and with higher, they could get maximum grade of 9, whether it is AQA or EdXL. The OCR, they also do the GCSE examination, so that is another exam board. AQA and EdXL are very similar. You got 3 papers. Paper 1 is paper 1 is non-calculator, and then 2, 3 are calculators. But OCR is very different to AQA and EdXL, so please make sure you know what you are sitting and when those exam dates are. Okay, so in terms of the exams, if I can just bring those dates over to you guys, we have 3 papers, and the gap between the 2 is very nice gap, allows you to focus on the remaining papers, which is good, inshallah. So paper 1 is on the 16th of May. Paper 2 is on the 3rd of June, which is a Monday. I think 16th of May is a Thursday. Paper 2 on the 3rd of June, which is Monday, and then paper 3 on the 10th of June, which is also a following Monday. So there's a big gap, between I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks between paper 1 and paper 2, and there's a week gap between paper 2 and paper 3. Bearing in mind, in between they might have other subjects as well, but it just allows the students to break up their schedule and trying to get the most out of their time, because once the paper 1 is done, we are somewhat able to produce some predicted papers and provide guidance to the students on what we think could be coming up. But no one is 100%, unfortunately. These exams are protected, and there's no pre-release material. The students will also be given a formula sheet. Formula sheet is something that they would already be used to. If you as a parent want to have a look at the formula sheet and test your student on it, test your child on it, you just go into Google and just type in AQA Foundation GCSE Maths Formula Sheet, or for higher or EdXL, whichever exam board it is, what tier it is, formula sheet, and they will get that for paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. And it's no good for you to be having a formula sheet and thinking, I'm all right, I got the formula sheet. You need to know how to use the formula sheet. So in terms of how you can do that is your child, you can test them on, where would you find the area of a circle on the formula sheet, and then get them to show you that, and then use that to answer some questions, making sure that they are comfortable with the formula sheet. Okay, so and in terms of the formula sheet, I think let's do right. We will do a quick kind of a quiz for our show today. So I will put up a question for you guys, and then I'm gonna. It does require the formula sheet that you will need. So I just want to make sure the students, those that are listening, and this is a challenge for parents as well. If you are listening, what I would like you to do is either ask your child, all right, either ask your child, or you can search it up yourself. And this is for all students and parents. Using the formula sheet, you gotta tell me where is on the formula sheet. I would like you, like I said, tell me where the formula is on the formula sheet, and also tell me the formula, what is written exactly for circumference of a circle, where it is on the formula sheet, and what the formula is, the circumference of a circle. Okay, I want to know. There's a reason why I'm asking for that, is because you may know the formula, but what's written on the formula sheet may be slightly different. That's all I'm going to say. So I want you to be able to, or know where your formula sheet is and read it from there. So then I know that you are using your formula sheet. You know that's your formula sheet, and then you know where that circumference of a circle formula is. So that's your challenge for today. And whoever is the winner, you will be getting a 1 hour free consultation online with me to go through any GCSE material that you need for your exam. So it's a free 1 hour GCSE material with me. Whoever gets that answer correct and be the first one to respond. And you can call us on 07411191062, or you can that was the number to text us in, or you can call us on 01733 602 133. You can also leave the comments on our stream. If you know the answer, leave your answer on the stream, and then I will pick a winner. And if you want to answer and gain a free hour with Mr. Akram for your GCSE revision, or whatever mathematical help you need, I will provide you. And then you can gift that to someone. What an amazing gift I think that would be. Right, so that's a formula sheet. Please make sure your child knows where it is, how to access it, and how to use that formula sheet. Okay. Right. The other thing that I wanted to mention was before, we have basically the segments of today. We have the formula sheet. I'm going to just talk about past papers, and then we will have the azan break, inshallah. So azan will be at 8:18, inshallah. And then after the azan and in between break, we only have few minutes, which didn't make sense for me to come back on and go off again. So we will play a nasheed for you guys, and then after the nasheed you'll have a break, and then after the break we will be back on air till our end of the show, and then that is where we will be going down, giving you some key topics that we would like students to focus on, and what we think could be coming up, inshallah. Right, so past papers, there are many different websites. Obviously a lot of the examples are locking their papers, keeping them secure, making sure there's no misuse of those. So one of our very favorite and most used is Mass Genie. You just can go on to if you click on the main menu, and then from there you can do GCSE revision, where you got all of the topics. Yes, in maths we don't really put, like, you can be tested on fractions, but like a grade 9 question, really difficult question, you can be tested on fractions on a very easy question. So we don't really associate topics with grades. But the way the Maths Genie have put it is starts to give you what they reckon would be slightly easier task for you to do at the start. So it goes from grade 1 all the way to grade 9. Same menu tab, rather than going on GCSE revision, you can go on to the option 2, which is GCSE exam papers. Many of you got iPads. It's a simple case of, for example, edXL past paper. Click on the paper, and then you can do markup and start editing that document and start answering the question. The AQA may be a bit difficult to do that because the PDF file will be locked, but you can either screenshot it or you can have the paper open and do the answers on a booklet. Either way, okay? So that is how you can access your past papers. With edXL, you're quite lucky because what has Maths Genie done is if you go to the answers, they have done the working out for you, which is quite different, as students would know, different to the mark scheme, because the mark scheme tells you the answer, the different variation of the answer, different ways that you can get the answer. It doesn't necessarily, give you the step-by-step method. So, the way the mark scheme works is totally different to how your working out is. So the working out is there for you to see if you still struggle to how they got the answer. So the idea is you do a paper, you mark it, see what percentage you get, and then do it again. And keep doing that paper till you get a percentage that you're very comfortable with, yeah? Trying to hit that 80-90%, why not? Why we're stopping at a certain grade? Because then you would have mastered those skills. The main problem that we're having is students are making mistakes in an exam style conditions, mistakes that are not knowledge, that are not due to skills. They are because they're in an exam working too quick or doing this or doing that. But if you have repeatedly done the same questions and you have mastered that, and there's only those 90 skills we can test you, it's very likely that topic's going to come up again. And because you have mastered how to answer that, you should be expected to score the full marks when you get to the real exam. Okay? So I would advise all our listeners out there, past papers is the biggest winner, and that's how you can access them. They are also available on Physics and Maths Tutor and also on Corbett Maths. If you are struggling to get hold of any material, get in touch with us. Get in touch with Education Matter through Salam Radio or Mastermind Tuition Academy. We are more than happy to provide you the resources for your revision. Inshallah, we will be back after the azan and the break to continue further into our show. Assalamu alaikum.
You're listening to Salam Radio, and it's now time for Maghrib Azan. This Azan is sponsored by UK Islamic Mission, serving humanity since 1962.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
وقف الطفل وحده والليالي ورصاص من حوله وجنود. وقف الطفل والحجارة أكوام وعيناه عزمة وصمود. لا يرى عن يمينه من معين، لا يرى عن شماله من يذوب. كل ساح سعى إلي خلاء، كل درب يشق مسدود. وقف الطفل وحده والليالي ورصاص من حوله وجنود. وقف الطفل والحجارة أكواب وعيناه عزمة وصمود. وعيناه عزمة وصمود. وقف الطفل عند بابك يا قدس، ونادته من هناك الجدود. وتلاقت أصداؤها وطيوف بين عينيه حومت وبنود. والنداء المجروح غاب مع الأفق وغابت مزاعم ووعود. والشعارات كلها سقطت في الأرض وغابت حناجر ووعود. كلهم يدعي لك النسب الأوفى، وأنت الحر الأبي الشديد. أنت يا طفل وحدك اليوم في الساح. فأين الأنساب؟ أين العهود؟ أين الأنساب؟ أين العهود؟ ودوي يكاد يصرخ أين الزحف؟ أين الرجال؟ أين الحديد؟ وقف الطفل وحده والليالي ورصاص من حوله وجنود. ورصاص من حوله وجنود. فليقولوا عن حجابي لا وربي لن أبالي فليقولوا عن حجابي أنه يفني شبابي وليغالوا في عتابي إن للدين انتسابي لا وربي لن أبالي همتي مثل الجبال أي معنى للجمال إن غدا سهل المنام فليقولوا عن حجابي أنه يفني شبابي واليغالوا في عتابي إن للدين انتسابي لا وربي لن أبالي همتي مثل الجبال أي معنى للجمال إن غدا سهل المنام حاولوا أن يخدعوني صحت فيهم أن دعوني
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
For the top pizza in Peterborough, visit Top's Pizza, established in 1988 for delicious pizzas with freshly made dough daily. View the extensive and mouth-watering menu online at topspizza.co.uk, then choose from traditional tasty toppings, something different, or create your own with fresh 100% halal meats, salads, veg, and a great choice of sides too. Call into Top's Pizza, 52 Broadway, PE1 1SB. Call 01733 913 775 or order online for delivery or collection.
Satisfy your cravings at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant. Enjoy a tantalising variety of Chinese, Italian, Pakistani and comfort food favourites, from starters to desserts. Kids under 5 dine for free, so bring the whole family to our restaurant at 63 Sycamore Avenue. Open every day from 5pm to 10:30pm. Call us on 01733 313131 or book online to reserve your table. Ibrahimi-restaurant.co.uk. Every bite is a delight at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant.
Bite into something wonderfully tasty at Big Mouth, 349 Lincoln Road in Peterborough. Eating in for takeaway or delivery, Big Mouth now have a delicious new menu full of all your favourites. Crispy fried chicken, juicy smashed burgers, finger-licking peri-peri chicken, handmade pizzas, quality doner meat and so much more. So visit the family-friendly Big Mouth restaurant for fantastically fresh food. Call 01733 201020 or visit getbigmouthonline.com.
Attention foodies! Discover a world of flavours at Pack Foods, the largest ethnic supermarket in Peterborough. Shop our vast selection of authentic ingredients from around the globe, including spices, marinated fish and meats, and exotic fruits at incredibly low prices. And the best part? We offer free parking. No more hunting for a spot. Come visit us today and explore the incredible range of flavours at Pack Foods, 232 Lincoln Road.
Craving authentic Desi flavors? Look no further than Desi Restaurant. From midday until 1 in the morning, enjoy our homemade specialties that will transport your taste buds. Indulge in tantalizing papri chaat and savor the rich Chersi Kadahi. Treat your friends to our fresh 1 kilogram Chersi lamb handi. Plus, get 2 12-inch pizzas for $11.95. Located at 298 Lincoln Road, we deliver from lunchtime until 1 a.m. Call 01733 555 795 now to order and experience Desi Restaurant's flavors.
Are you a savvy shopper searching for the best food deals? Look no further. Adams Cash and Carry can help you save big. We're not just a food wholesaler for takeaways and restaurants. We also welcome household customers at our warehouse in Westwood, Peterborough. Visit our website and enjoy wholesale prices on everything from drinks to flour, rice to burgers and much more. To shop, go online and collect in store. Visit adamscashandcarry.co.uk today to start your savings spree.
At Master's Pharmacy, we put your health and convenience first. We offer free blood pressure checks and blister-packed medication. With our free same-day prescription delivery service, you can have your medication when you need it. We also offer travel vaccinations, including Hajj and Umrah, along with other services to meet all your pharmacy needs. For more information, contact Master's Pharmacy on 01733 567 208 or visit us at 303 Lincoln Road, PE1 2PH.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Education Matters here at Salam Radio. on a lovely Wednesday evening. You're joined with Mehtab as your host. And as we like to say, big shout out to Shamir. I'm missing you, buddy. And I hope you get well very soon, inshallah. So, as we were discussing in the first segment about the exam papers, how you guys can get access to those, and they're available on Maths Genie, Kobe Maths. And today's show is all about maths, just giving the hints and the tips and getting you ready in terms of how you should be revising. There was a question that I put out to our listeners, and that question was for our students and the parents, and just getting you engaged with the formula sheet. And the question was, what is the circumference of a circle? And you can find that on your formula sheet. I would like you to have a look at your formula sheet and tell me what it is and where it is. This is for Edexcel AQA students, both higher and foundation. If you are sitting the GCSE paper, this question is for you. Right, and I will obviously in about 10 minutes go through those questions again and see what our responses are. Okay, now, what topics should students be focusing on? Some of the questions that we are getting from our students and parents. What topics can they focus on? It is very difficult to predict what topics will come up. The best thing that we suggest is, going through the past papers. And the questions, the first chunk of questions are similar. I mean, all the questions, the way they're asked are very similar. I mean, the numbers are changed around, the skills are worded in a different way. So there's not a lot, there is a variation within each paper, but the skills are the same. But, however, there is first class maths. We'd like to thank you for some of the resources that you provide. Amazing job he's doing. On there, so it's first class maths, first spell with the 1 T, firstclassmaths.com. What they did is they looked at full series of each papers and gone through what sort of topics are featured in those, and highlighted in terms of percentages, how many times they feature in each of those papers. Kind of gives you a starting point, in terms of revision. I think any revision that you'll be doing will be beneficial for you. You can't go wrong with revising some topics. So, if you are doing the AQA foundation paper, you have fraction decimal percentages, so converting between fraction decimals to percentages. For example, a fraction is a quarter, the decimal equivalent would be 0.25, and the percentage would be 25%. You need to be able to convert between all three of those and be able to use those within questions, be able to put them in ascending, descending order, and so on. Time calculations, you might be given like a timetable for a bus or a couple of buses, and be asked to, if so-and-so leaves, let's just say leaves West Town at this time, takes this bus, what time will they get there? So it's the ability to add hours, minutes, and so on. And the biggest mistake or misconception that we are seeing from students is, 60 minutes that completes an hour. And being able to differentiate between the two, that's where we're seeing errors or misconceptions from within our students. Types of numbers, you got your prime numbers, square numbers, cube numbers. Prime numbers, as you know, one is not a prime number because it only has one factor. Your 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 are your prime numbers, which have two factors, one in itself. How many times are you asking your child, give me the prime numbers? What are the prime numbers? What are the square numbers? What are the cube numbers? Have these sort of conversations. Just, it's something, everything around us is to do with maths. And I know I'm a maths teacher, so I will be very biased, but it just learning maths in a different environment, in a different person, like your parents or your siblings, whatnot, it helps them to remember it. It changes things for them that help them to keep in contact with, yeah, that's what prime number is. They're more likely to remember that, and it sticks into their head. So I would definitely recommend parents to ask your child, give me the prime numbers, what are the square numbers, what are the first 5 cube numbers, and so on. Forming and solving equations. Forming and solving equations is another big topic. You got your algebra. Algebra, there's a lot of algebra within paper 1, 2, and 3. And this is where, we're seeing a lot of students not being able to make that link. They are able to solve equations. They're able to simplify equations. Or expression, they're able to kind of rearrange them as well. But when you have forming and solving, when those skills kind of go together, is where they find difficulty. And I'd just like to put up another question for our lovely listeners, because we're getting good response for this from the students with the earlier question that we had. If you haven't done, get in touch. The question, and I will put this out on our social medias as well, see what response we get. Right, so we are live on Salam Radio, and I have an interesting question for our listeners out there, and I'm going to put this out on our Snapchat as well. The question is, on our formula sheet for maths, both for AQA or EdXL, higher or foundation, there's a formula there for working out the circumference of a circle. What is the formula and where is it on the formula sheet? So I know you are aware of the formula sheet, you know how to use it, you know where that formula is. Get in touch, give us your response, and the winner will get 1 hour of free tuition with Mr. Akram himself, which is me, obviously. Let's hear what you got to say. Get in touch, and your response I will be sharing on air, live on air as well. So I have just posted that, and obviously put it out again to our team here on Salam Radio as well. So see what people think. Getting involved. That is the only way that we will be able to learn, improve, and engage as a community and make a difference, inshallah. Right. The question in terms of forming and solving equations. So let's have a look for you. I'll get a pre questions that out there, so it'll be easier to get through it. Okay. Maybe the one that I can perhaps share on radio. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a big diagram or loads of information that you need. Right, so the question is, we have a 90 degrees, and then we have around it is 3x and then 2x. And those three angles make up angle around a point. So we have 90 degrees, 3x, 2x. And that together, those make up angles around a point. Find the value of x. Find the value of x. That is your question number 2. And again, yes, we will be offering our sessions out there for you lovely listeners. So if you want to get involved with that, get in touch, let us know what you think, and then your answers will equal to sessions, and that will be another hour of consultation of maths with myself. And I will also, if any of you would like Mr. Hussein, I'm sure he will be well by then. You can and he'll be willing to participate and offer his services as well. Right, You got metric units, writing ratios, calculating with money. Calculation with money seems to be coming up a lot more than it did before. And it is a very good topic in terms of knowing, in terms of being able to work with monies, work with change. You buy pens and pencils and rulers and you pay this much and how much is each price and so on. That's how you are tested. Like terms, collecting like terms. So if you got like 3x plus 9x plus 2c plus 5c, collecting those like terms is another question. Right, so we go on AQA Foundation. Let's go EdXL Higher now. EdXL Higher, people, where you at? Where are we, EdXL? So, EdXL Higher, and just to let you know, this is also AQA Higher. For the first topic is both for EdXL and AQA. Another recent addition of a topic, coming up, the appearance in exams, product rule for counting. Product rule for counting. That is a question for you. First Class Maths has rated this question as a 6+. And then for EdXL Higher, just continue some of the topics. Parents out there and our lovely listeners, if you are a student, please make these lists. Index law. Higher index law. So you got the index laws, which is like foundation crossover between higher, but then you got higher only index law. Sokotoa, sin, cos, tan, knowing your ratio triangles, they will be available for you on the formula sheet. But do you know how to use them on the formula sheet? It's a question. Direct and inverse proportion. That's EdXL Higher, and that actually comes up on AQA Higher, 91%. Another two topics which appear on both EdXL and Higher: histograms, something that I was doing just today with my class, making sure they got their skill polished on histogram. They see that question, they hopefully will be excited. Compound interest, both of these, histogram, compound interest, will be appearing 100% on EdXL Higher and AQA Higher. How well do you know those? How prepared are you with those topics? Okay, so product rule for counting, histogram, compound interest, that's both on AQA and EdXL Higher. Make sure you are ready for those. You know exactly how to do those. Another big topic. I still remember 2 years ago when there was a vector question, I believe. It was a circle thing. I can't remember now. I say I remember, then I don't remember. There was a very difficult question that was on EdXL paper, and everyone went crazy about it. But the reason why it reminded me, because I'm just looking at vectors, and I don't know why I'm thinking it might have been vector. But either way, vectors, especially vector proof, 91% on EdXL, 82% on Higher. Now, vectors obviously adding vector columns and working out the root or what road they take. Those things are easier than the vector proof. Okay, so where they're giving you something and you have to find the k, you have to prove something, a line, you have to prove that a line between 3 points is a straight line. Those sort of things, is where the higher students could gain some bonus marks, and they will be towards the end of the paper. All right, so that was the topic list that I wanted to share with you guys, and just wanted to see if I want to share with you guys so you can prepare for your exam. Okay, so get in touch in terms of what you know, what you can help towards the community, and what you can do to change things in education matters. Do call us in to share your views, and those of you that are ready to answer that question, do please share us your view as well. We have a couple of responses from our listeners, but it's not the correct responses, unfortunately, yet. Well, it's not exactly what I'm looking for, if I should say. So I will be waiting more, still be waiting, and then hopefully we will have someone with the exact thing that I'm looking for. and then we will be giving out our prizes. Right, so let's see if we can also get the questions out to our so just to let people know in terms of the sort of things that we do around this time of the year is we also make ourselves available on our all social medias, and we normally put out some questions out there for all our listeners. If you like to get involved, you can also join our social media where we put out some of the questions that we would like you guys to have a go at. And we also put out some just resources that we can provide right before your exam. Okay, and if you are if you'd like to get involved with those and would like to benefit from those, all you gotta do is join our social media. Okay, so I'm just trying to see if we can get on to the other account and see if we can share our questions there as well. Right, not at the moment. Okay, no worries, no worries. So if you'd like to get in touch and share what you think the answer is, please do. So we're looking for the formula of the working out the circumference of a circle. I would like to know where it is on the formula sheet so I know you are using it. And then we also had around a point we had a 90 degrees and 2x and 3x, and we would like you to work out the value of x. That is your forming and solving question, a topic that we believe will 100% come up either paper 1, paper 2, or maybe paper 3. Okay, so that's in terms of resources, in detail topics that are that we can share with you guys. We want to help you as much as we can, so that's what we wanted to share. Make sure you know how you can access those details. So if you have any questions regard to those, you can always get in touch. Our number is 01733602133, or text us in on 07411191062. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch. Please do leave us a comment and let us know if you have any questions, any way that we can help, or if you have the answers to our 2 quiz questions that can enable you to win hour of tuition, free tuition available for you guys to prepare yourself for your upcoming GCSE exams. Okay, all right, so some of the questions that we are receiving from our parents and students. So these are parents and students who are working together to just squeeze the last few marks. So some of the questions saying, we had was, my child is so close to, so my child was so close to the next grade. Okay, so this is it could apply to any sort of grade. So we're looking at 3+, but you are literally 5 marks away from a 4, or could be 7+ and you're literally 5 marks away from 8. What can my child do to get those extra marks? Okay, so what we suggest in those sort of situations, and any parent, you still got a couple of weeks before the exam, that difference could be made. The difference could be made even between the papers. Okay, if you are able to pick up a topic, so some of the topics I've already mentioned, which are predicted to be in either of those papers 100%, if you can make sure that skill, like product rule for counting, for example, okay, you go on Maths Genie and you have answered every type of angle that question could be asked. All right, so you could answer every type of question in that topic. If you can do that, then you can say, you know what, if that question comes up in the first 10 questions, you probably get a mark. Yeah, because it will probably be worth 1 or 2 marks. And if it comes up after that, you're looking at 3-4 marks, maybe 2-3-4 marks. Yeah, and then if it's further down the paper, you're looking at 4-5 marks. That 4 marks is the difference that you were asking at the start. We're missing those 4 marks into the next topic, and that's how you make that difference. Pick a topic, master it. And it's not just knowing the topic inside out is being able to answer the questions inside out. And then what we mean by that is, if it's like a 4-mark question, you need to make sure you get all 4 marks. Spread your working out in a way that it's easy for the examiner to look at your answer and say, oh, this is what they did, this is what they did, that's how they got the answer. And that is what we like you guys to do. Right, what we have, inshallah, we got we got 5.5 minutes. Let's go. So, first of all, forming and solving. So we have forming and solving equation. Right, so forming or solving equations, we have a couple of answers, and I'd just like to show the listeners in terms of the answers what it was and how you do it. So you got 2x and you got right angle and then you got 3x. And we said it was angle around the point. Now angle around the point add up to 360 degrees. So you basically got, your 2x and 3x, when you put them together, is what we call collecting like terms, which was one of the topics that we are predicting to come up in foundation AQA. So you collect those, so 2x plus 3x, that will give you 5x. Okay, so I think that was a question. Yeah, so 5x, and then you got your 90 degrees. So you got 5x, so 5 lots of something. So that's what we're referring to. 5 lots of something plus 90 has to equal to 360 degrees. So the skills that you're using is angles around a point add up to 360. You are then collecting like term, and then you are saying 5x plus 90 equals to 360. Then what you can do is, from there, you can 360, let's take away the 90, okay? So that will leave you with 270. So now you got 5x is equal to 270. And then when you divide the 270 by 5, you should get your x as 54 degrees. So your x would be 54 degrees. There is a winner, but they have asked for their name not to be shared, but have said if you can just give a shout out to Kasim instead. But I wouldn't want to say my name on the radio. And do please get in touch if you'd like to get the hour free tuition, either for myself or Mr. Hussein. The other question that we had was the formula sheet. Where is the area, the circumference of a circle? Where is the formula on the formula sheet? And what is the formula? And I wanted to know the exact writing that is on there. So then I know you are actually looking at the formula sheet. I just want to get you comfortable using the formula sheet. Okay. And the answer that we had was the circumference of a circle is equal to 2 pi r, which is equal to pi d. Okay, so that is pi times the diameter, and diameter is twice the size of the radius, and pi is a number that we can access through our calculator, doing pi times d. If a question appears on a non-calculator paper, they will be expecting you to leave your answers in a form of pi, and if it's a calculator paper 2 or 3, you'll be expected to round it to certain significant figures or round it to a certain place. And use your calculator to work it out. So those were the answers for those 2 quiz questions. And on the unfortunately we didn't have anyone to provide us answer to those one as of yet. So we will have to continue that hour and maybe double it up next week. Next week we can double up the hour and offer 2 hours for another question. We are hoping, inshallah, the plan is where we are able to run through our papers and go through something that the students will need for their paper 1 that's upcoming. We're going to do paper 2, calculator stuff, and then non-calculator. We can't promise you that. We're just getting our IT things set up to enable us to do that. But if you're out there listening to us today and would like to be making use of that, you need to be listening to us and watching us on Facebook or YouTube live next week, inshallah, at 8 o'clock, where we have a plans to go through a mock paper. Okay, right, so I hope that was useful to our lovely listeners out there, especially the students. Don't worry, you have got this. We are here to support you, giving 100%, and I'm sure inshallah you will be doing absolutely amazing, and we can't wait for your results day. Hopefully, I don't know if the Salam Radio can do a walk around Peterborough and speaking to our people on the results day to find out how they got on, and sharing their success and their hard work with the community. That could be another thing that we can ask our bosses if that's something that we can do, inshallah. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to our show today at Education Matter, which was focused on our Maths GCSE. I've been your host, Mehtab, and inshallah we will see you next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.